Greetings from Electrical Brains. In this session, we are going to discuss about a topic on I/O ports of 8051. We all know that in 8051 there are 4 I/O ports we are having. Each port has 8 pins. So total 32 pins we are having for I/O pins in 8051. What are the 4 ports we are having? We are having port 0, port 1, port 2 and port 3. Among these 4 ports, port 0 will not have any internal pull-up resistor. All other 3 ports will have a pull-up resistor, and port 0 and port 2 will carry I/O pins as well as address lines, whereas port 1 will carry only I/O functions, whereas port 3 is a multifunction port. These are the basics of I/O ports we know. Now let us discuss about what is the function of I/O port in 8051. Port 0 as input and output. We can have this, we can act this port 0 as an input as well as an output. But while acting as an input and output, we need to follow some conditions. Here we don't have any pull-up resistor, port 0, okay. What are the components present here is we are using a D-latch, okay, and this is a clock, and 2:1 multiplexer we are using. 2:1 is that 2 input, 1 output. How we get 2 input is that from this side, that is DQ, or the 2 inputs, we get output from Q bar. And 2 FET we are having. FET is a field effect transistors. So T1 and T2 we are having. And one control signal we are having, address or data we are having. This is an AND gate, this is a NOT gate. From what is this is that this is a read buffer. Okay, this is buffer 1 and this is buffer 2. From port 0, any of the port pin will read through this read buffer and give us an input to the internal bus. Okay, these are the basic things. And what about this control signal is that whenever I am passing only a I/O pins, okay, at the time the control signal will be 0. When I am using address or a data lines, at the time the control signal will be 1. Okay, this is about control signal. Here we get a plus 5 volt supply because 8051 will need a 5 volt supply to feed the circuit, and this is a ground potential. Okay, now first consider the operation of input. Okay, what is input is that to any port, if you want to act this as an input port, we need to set it as 1. Okay, now I'm giving 1 as an input to the D latch. Okay, what input I'm giving to D latch, that will be shown in this Q. Okay, how it will deliver the same input what I'm giving is that by enabling the clock pulses. Okay, once the clock pulses gets enabled, this Q will deliver an output as 1. Okay, so this is 1. What is the output? It is Q bar. Q bar is that it is the inverse of Q. So if it is 1, this will be 0. Okay, when I'm acting this as a control signal, okay, that is now it is acting as an input pin, right? So the control signal will be 0. When it is acting as an input port, this mux will get output from Q bar. Okay, when this control signal is acting as in a address or in a data mode, this mux will get output from NOT gate. Okay, so this is 0. So now what's the output of the mux? It is 0. Okay, so this control signal is 0. Okay, so here also we'll get a output as 0 only. Okay, now this is 0. If it is 0 means this transistor will get off. Okay, so this is also 0. Okay, here also it will be 0 because this is a AND gate. So any of the input becomes 0, then its output also 0. So this will also get off. So T1 will also off and T2 will also off here. Okay, in a input mode, in port 0, T1 and T2 both are in off state. Okay, if it is in off state means, then what is the output we'll get? We'll get the output as 0. Okay, so this is the working of input pin. Okay, if it is 0 means, then this will be open circuited. So in an open circuit, current will not flow. So we will get an output as 0. This is the input operation of port 0. Okay, now have the output operation. Let's see about the output operation. So in output operation, what is the condition is that what input I am giving, that must be the output I need to get. Okay, what input I am giving, that must be the output I need to get. So first condition, I am giving an input as 1. That is D is equal to 1 I am going to give. Okay, this is an input mode. Now I am going to give it in a output mode. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to give a output mode, that is D equal to 1. Okay. D equal to 1 means this Q will also get the same input as D. When it will get, once the clock is enabled, it will get the same input. So Q equal to 1. Q bar equal to 0. Okay, Q bar equal to 0. The same will be displayed here, 0. And in AND gate also, it will be 0. So both will be in a off state as like in a input state. To get my voltage as a 1, or in a I need to get a full voltage, that is 5 volt. What I want to do is, I need to add one external pull-up resistor here. So, okay, if I'm adding this external pull-up resistor, what it will do is, it will pull up the voltage at this point. If I'm having 0 means, once after adding this pull-up resistor, I'll get a voltage of 1. What input I'm giving, that will be the output here. Okay, this is one condition, D equal to 1. Similarly, now let us discuss about when D equal to 0. Okay, when D equal to 0, 0. Okay, then once the clock is enabled, so here also, once clock enabled, Q will also get 0. Okay. So if it is 0 means, then Q bar equal to 1. Okay. So if it is 1, the max output will also be 1. Okay. So here the control signal will be 0 only. So this will be off. Okay. In D equal to 1, both are off. In this one, have it, this is T1, T2. So T2 will be on, T2 on, T1 off. Okay, T2 on, T1 off. Why it is off is, here we are having an AND gate. In AND gate, if both the signals are 1, at the time only I'll get the output as 1. Okay. So the max output here is 1. It will be going here. So 0 1 is 0 only. So this is off, this is on. Even though this is on, now I'll get a voltage as 1 here. Okay. Because the max output is 1. This one is a on condition, but it will not give a output as 1. Why means, this transistor T2 is connected to a grounded potential. At a 0 potential, this transistor is connected. If the transistor is connected at a 0 potential, then I'll get the value as 0 only. So 1 turns to 0. So what is my input? 0. Finally, what output I am getting? 0. Okay, this is the output operation of port 0. Okay, when the control signal is 0. During input and output operations, this control signals will be 0. Okay, when this control signal will be 1, when address and data is accessing. Okay, now see, now I'm going to see the case 2. Okay, this is about case 1. Case 1 is about IO operations. Now I'm going to discuss about the case 2. What is case 2 is that case 2 is a control signal. Okay, case 2, that is control signal is equal to 1. If control signal is 1, okay, if control signal is 1, then this address line, okay, if control signal is 1, first condition, I'm going to check that address line as 1. Okay, I'm going to give it as 1 to this address line. Okay, first condition 1. So if it is 1, then there is a NOT gate is present there, right? So NOT gate is present here. So 1 turns to 0. When this is operating in a control signal mode, we will get the output from NOT gate to the mux. That will be sent to the mux. Okay, so what is the output of the mux now? It is 0. Okay, if it is 0 means, then 1 into 0, here the transistor again turns to off because 0. Here also it will be again turns to off. So both the transistor in a off mode. T1 and T2 are in a off mode. Okay, and if it is off means then we'll get a 0 potential. Okay, now check the condition 2. That is when address line is equal to 0. Okay, that is address line is equal to 0. What is the function of address line? That is, here I am giving 0. Okay, this is a NOT gate. So 0 will become 1. Now the output of the mux is 1. Okay, the control signal is also 1. Here the output of the from mux, it will take the AND gate. So 1 into 1, 1. And here also 1. Both the transistors are in a on state. Okay, so if it is in on state means it is in a closed circuit. So current will flow from this side. Okay, once the current flows, then it will be producing a voltage of plus 5 volts. Okay, this will be this transistor will goes to 0 potential because this is connected to the ground. Only this transistor will produce a voltage. Okay, this is the port 0 as input and output. Okay, first condition we have checked about the control signal is 0. When the control signal is 0, when we are operating in a IO port mode. Okay, that is case 1. What is case 2? That is the control signal equal to 1. When the control signal equal to 1 means we are going to access this address and data lines. Okay, when the control signal is equal to 0, the mux will take output from Q bar. Okay, when the control signal is 1, the mux will take the output from this NOT gate. Okay, this is about port 0 operation. Similarly, as like a port 0, port 2 will also operate. But what is the difference is that in a port 0, we don't have any internal pull-up resistor. We need to add externally pull-up resistors. But in port 2, we will have a internal pull-up resistor. That is the difference between port 0 and port 2. Because in port 0 and port 2, we are having address lines. Because this port 0 will access low order address lines. Okay. So we are having the address signals. Whereas port 2 will carry higher order address lines. Okay. Now we will discuss about port 1. See, this is a port 1. Is as like a similar setup. Here we don't have any mux. Okay, why we need mux is that because there we check about the control signal conditions. Okay, why we are checking about this control signal condition is that because in port 0 and port 2 we are having address lines, because in port 1 we don't have any address lines because it will perform only IO operations. Okay, it will perform only IO operations. This is a bidirectional port. It will not do any special function as like port 0, port 2 or port 3. It will perform only port IO operations. Okay, this is a clock circuit. It will produce pulses. Okay, now check the condition as when it is as a input. Okay, if it is input means what it have to read? It will have to give the input as 1. That is condition 1. Okay, now I'm going to give a input as 1 to the D latch. Okay, input as 1. Once this is 1, what we need to do? This Q will also have to be 1. When this Q will be get 1 is that once the clock pulse is enabled, this Q will get output as 1. Okay, so this is a Q bar. So 1 means it will be 0. Okay, so the transistor will get the output as 0. 0 means it's already in a ground potential, it is in an open circuit. Okay, this is input pin. Next, output. In output pin, we need to discuss about two conditions. That is, when output equal to 0 as well as when output equal to 1. Okay, now I'm giving an output is equal to 1. Okay, when output is equal to 1 means it's as like a similar function of a IO pin. Okay, see, output as 1 I'm giving. Once the clock gets enabled, this Q will also get the same input as what I'm giving in D. So it will be take a inverse of Q bar, that is 0. So if it is 0 means, then this transistor will also get a input as 0. Okay, if it is 0 means what it will happen? This T2 will also off. If it is off means we don't have any closed path, we will not have, so any circuit will not flow here. So what we need to do? Already we are having an internal pull-up resistor. What is the work of this internal pull-up resistor? To pull up the voltage. See here the input and I have given is 1. Okay, this is the input I have given 1. But I am getting output as 0. In output condition, what input I am giving, that should be the output I get. Okay, here I am giving 1 but I am getting 0. So by adding internal pull-up resistors, okay, I'll boost up my voltage and I'll get the output as 1 at this point. Okay, after adding pull-up resistors, I'll get 1. So that is the first condition of output. Next condition is when output pin equal to 0. Okay, in output equal to 0, we don't need any pull-up resistors, but we will get a output. Okay, that is 0. If it is 0 means once the clock is enabled, this Q will also get 0. Okay, then Q bar equal to 1. This is 1 means this transistor will also get output as 1. But what is my input? I have given 0. So I must get a 0 voltage. And fortunately it will get a 0 voltage. How means? Because this transistor is connected to a 0 potential. So this 1 will turn into 0 and finally I will get the output as what I have given as input. Okay, this is about port 1 operation. Okay, first in all the ports we need to initialize that input pin as 1. Okay, only one function will be performed, that is assuming the port pin input as 1. In next output pin we need to check two conditions, that is 1 and 0. While checking 1 we need to add internal pull-up resistors. While checking condition for 0, since this is connected to a ground potential, automatically this will turn into 0. Okay, this is port 1 as input and output. Now check about port 2 as input and output. Already I have said that this port 2 is similar to that of port 0. Okay, only the difference is that here we have a internal pull-up resistor. The internal pull-up resistor is present in port 2. In port 2, we don't have a pull-up resistors. That is the main difference between a port 0 and port 2. And it will carry address lines of higher order address lines. Okay, it will carry address lines as higher order address lines. Okay, and all other working is same as that of port 0. Now, check the condition as when input mode. Okay, that is IO port mode. I'm going to check the conditions. Okay, that is control signal is 0. In IO mode, control signal equal to 0. Okay, and next in a address line mode. Okay, while we are checking condition for a address line mode, this control signal is equal to 1. This is the first condition in port 0 and port 2. Okay, two cases we are having. This is case A and this is case B. Okay, now check the first condition. Input mode. The input mode means this control signal will be 0. Okay, input mode means this control signal will be 0. So to make input, what we need to add, that is, we need to get a input. That is, input is equal to, always we need to give us 1. Okay, so 1 is giving to delatch. Okay, once the clock is enabled, this Q will get the same input as 1. Okay, and this Q bar will get 0. Okay, while it is acting in a control signal mode, that is control signal equal to 0 in an input mode, MUX will get output from this Q bar. Okay, so it will get output as 0. Okay, the 0 is given to this control signal 0. One of the output is taken from MUX. Already I have given a signal as 0. So 0, 0, 0 will get. And this FET will also get output as 0. Okay, from MUX it will take output that is a 0. So the internal, by adding, this is the first condition of this one. Okay, 0 condition. Next, when we are acting as in a output mode. Okay, that is, when we are acting that in a output mode. Output mode means what are the two conditions we are having? That is, output means we need to give a input as 1 and also as output as 0. We need to check two conditions. Okay, so if I am giving 1 as a input to delatch while giving about a output pin. Okay, so this Q will also get the same output when once the clock is enabled, it will also get the same output, and this will be 0. Okay, so MUX will give the output to FET, so that is 0. So 0 means this will be in an open circuit mode. Okay, that is T1 is off. Only one transistor we are having, so that is off mode. So if it is off means what output I need to get? I need to get a 1, but what I am getting 0. So to make that as a 1, I need to pull up some resistor. Already I am having internal pull up resistor. If I am pulling up, I will get a voltage as 1. Okay, so after pulling up, I will get a 1 as a output. This is my first condition. Next condition, I am going to check it as output condition is 0. Okay, if I am giving it as a 0 to delatch, 0 is giving to here. So this Q will also get the same input once when the clock is enabled. So that is 0. Then Q bar will be 1. So from MUX, the output is given as 1. Okay, that is given to transistor. Okay, but this FET is connected to this 0 potential. So it will make the transistor off. It will be enabled, but this is connected to a ground potential. So it will be 0. T1 is on, but it is connected to a ground potential. So it will be 0. So it is output is 0 and the output we got is also 0. Okay, this is in a IO mode. Next, in address mode, this control signal is equal to 1. Okay, control signal is 1 means this address line will also need to check two conditions. Okay, that is A is equal to 1 and A equal to 0. Okay, if A is equal to 1 means this time the mux will take the output from this NOT gate. Okay, so 1 means this is the 0. So 0 is given to the mux. Okay, that is given to FET transistor 0. Okay, this is condition 1. If this is A equal to 1 means that is T1 will be off. Okay, if address lines is equal to 0 means this NOT gate will be 1. Okay, this is connected to the mux. So that is the output of mux 1 and that is given to the FET transistor 1. Okay, then T1 will be on. Even though it is on, this is connected ground potential, you will get output as 0. Okay, this port 2 is have a similar operation as like that of port 0. Okay, next we'll discuss about port 3. See, this port 3 is a alternate output function mode. That is, here what are the special functions carry on? That is, interrupt functions take place. That is, interrupt 0 and 1. Next, RxD, TXD functions. Next, T0, T1. Next, read, write functions will be taking place here. Okay. So, in a port 3 is a multifunction port. So, apart from IO operations, it will do this operation also. That is read-write operations. Okay. And here we also have a clock and a Q bar also will be having. Okay. So, that is directly given to the NAND gate and will be getting. If I am giving an alternate output function means this will be 1. Okay, if I am performing any of these functions, then this will be 1. Otherwise, this function will not operate. If alternate function is not operating, then this will not feed any buffer circuit. It will directly read the pin through this read pin and give it to the read latch, and finally it will be given to the internal bus. Okay, here we have a clock pulses and this will be Q bar. Okay, we will directly giving it to the this one. When this alternate output function is we are not operating, so this connection will not be present there. Okay, we'll be just pulling up through this FET transistor. If I'm using an alternate function mode, then at the time this circuit will be enabled. This we don't need to use. Okay, this is about port 3 as a multifunction port. Okay, so we have discussed about what is port 0, what is port 1, what is port 2 and what is port 3. Okay. So port 3 is a multifunction port, and among port 0 and port 2 we have a address lines. Okay, because these two will carry address lines, whereas port 0 will carry higher lower order address lines, port 2 will carry higher order address lines, port 1 as a IO port and port 3 as a multifunction port. Okay, thank you.